Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so good news. Lindsey Harding, G League Coach of the Year, previously with the Sacramento Kings, has signed on to be an assistant coach with JJ Redick and the LA Lakers. I'd say congratulations, because we love on this channel seeing women get opportunities that they never had with our organization. I know obviously she's been an assistant in other places, but I haven't seen the Lakers have a female assistant coach before, not to my knowledge. So this is a big deal, man. I always say, look, for all the stuff that the Lakers are trying to do, and we talked a lot about it this morning, my little perception of what it is I see they're trying to do, there's a big opportunity there to do stuff like this that I think would have the same effect that they're ultimately looking for. Be trailblazers in offering opportunity to a woman for a head coaching job or an assistant coaching job. If I were in their office, I probably would have gave a job to a woman, to be honest with you. For all the stuff that the Lakers are trying to do, I thought they missed it. They missed a real opportunity there when they had a free head coaching position, not to offer it to a woman. But I'm happy we have JJ. Maybe there wasn't a qualified woman in place, but I just doubt that very seriously. So, yeah, this is good. This is good. Give her an assistant coaching position, and she's obviously great at what she does. It's not about her being a woman. It's about her being a woman who's qualified. I think we can give praise to both. You know, she's decorated, and you know, JJ needs all the help he can get with head coaching experience. Truth be told. Obviously, she's never been a head coach in the NBA, but a head coach in the G League, just with the coaching stuff, you know, practice, tendencies, and things like that. You can work with JJ, try to help him with the things that he's ultimately never done before. So I love this hire for the LA Lakers. I love this choice for JJ Redick, and just the optics of it all look great as well. And this is something they should really be celebrating, in my opinion. I really think so. It's a W for the franchise. And hopefully it translates to everything going well. You know, I think anytime you have good coaching, it's obviously what you need. And at the end of the day, I think we already have a very strong coaching staff. You got Nate McMillan on board. You also have, who was the other one that we signed as well? The old coach from OKC as well. I can't think of his name at the moment. But, you know, the coaching staff is looking strong. Hopefully we can continue to add to it, because that was one of my criticisms of Darvin. I didn't think his coaching staff was able to manage all of what needed to be managed, it seemed. We had issues with calling timeouts. We had issues with using our acknowledging in the moment how best to utilize our challenges was a bit of a struggle for the coaching staff last year in some really key moments. And Darvin would look over at them and they'd be kind of looking at him like, I don't know, that's the type of stuff we don't need. So hopefully we'll get a much better go at it with this coaching staff, and we're excited about bringing on Coach Harding. You know, that's what it really comes down to. Talked about the game last night. I encourage everybody to check out the video that I made on the game with the Celtics. I just felt like it was a big waste of time, and I don't think I wasn't the only person who said it. I heard others say the same. It's just not, you don't get a whole lot from a game like that, where the team doesn't play well, you don't have all the elements on the floor to showcase people properly. You just pray guys stay healthy, man. That's what it really comes down to. I know we do play again. If you ask me who we play, I wouldn't be able to tell you or when, but whatever the case may be, hopefully we can finally get a victory at some point in time in the Summer League. I'd love to think we won't go over in the Summer League, but you know, it is what it is, man. I think the Lakers are still showing that they're trying to get some things done. Obviously, the coaching staff is a priority, so getting another person in place to do that is a big deal for us. Of course, it needs to be said that one of the targets we have for free agency is now off the market. Gary Trent signed a one-year deal with the Milwaukee Bucks today, so that was really tough. That's super tough, because he could have signed a one-year deal with us. But I don't know what the snag is, man. I don't know if people just cool on the Lakers because of the reputation, or was it something in regards to us not being able to create a roster spot in time? I don't know what the situation is, but I think for the Milwaukee Bucks, that'll be a good hire for them. Somebody who can stretch the floor, play some defense on the wing. So I think the opportunity for him was a good one, especially try to showcase his skills. They just don't have that shooting guard that can play any damn defense. So I could argue he needed that opportunity to better play into him getting a chance at a bigger contract. That's a situation where the contract would likely be available to him there, rather than him having to relocate at the end of next year. because they're still going to need that piece. They don't have it. So this is a better opportunity for him in general to showcase exactly who he is, get back to playing defense, get back to showing he can shoot the three, and then from there, hopefully getting himself a good contract come next summer. So I'm not mad at Gary Trent for choosing that situation. And if I'll be honest with you, I think the Lakers situation wasn't as good as that looks on paper to me for him showcasing himself for one season. We got a lot of options at shooting guard. We got some options at small forward, you know, a bigger stage. So if he fails, it's a bigger deal. I think that this is a better situation for him in Milwaukee. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. But for the Lakers, that's a massive L because I think we were trying to get him on. But I'll also say this. That's not as pressing of a need as maybe getting that centerpiece or getting another backup point guard is to me. I think we need point guard and a center much more than we need another 3-and-D wing. We can use a 3-and-D wing. We can definitely use one. But I think we need another facilitator point guy. And, of course, the center position is something we've been talking about for years that we want us to fill. If Colin Castleton can play it, cool. If Moses Brown can throw in some minutes, cool. It's probably going to be center by committee, to be honest with you. I don't see us signing the center. That's why I kind of want us to bring on Moses Brown, just because I don't think they're going to get a center. And I think the upside for him to fill the role could be potentially in place. I really do. Colin Castleton, same thing. So guys will get an opportunity. You know, Jackson Hayes, same thing. Like, one of y'all is going to play a little better than expected. And in the place of you doing so, we can have you play some backup point guard, center, instead of going out trying to overpay for a Clint Capella or something crazy like that. So I'm not in love with the idea. None of these people can stretch the floor, but we also got Christian Wood still on tap for another season. I think it's a good chance we move somebody in that vein. I think somebody gonna get moved, but I don't know how soon that'll be. And if it doesn't happen, at least we know we have some 7-footers in place behind Anthony Davis. So it's not ideal, but it's just what we're dealing with, man. It's just what we're dealing with. So that's pretty much my thought on that. So yeah, Gary Trent is off the board. I know a lot of Laker fans are gonna be disappointed, and to a point, I might be a little disappointed. But I don't think he's that great, to be honest with you. I think he's a nice player. He was a nicer player when he played with the Blazers, but I don't know who he is at this point. And when guys get used to being a certain way, it's kind of hard to ask them to backtrack to being somebody they used to be. Maybe he sees the fruit in doing that, but I've seen it too many times where guys don't. He's a 3-and-D guy, yeah, but he don't play D no more. And now you want him to come back in and undo habits. You know, that I don't know. It's a decent bet when somebody's playing for their own contract, but it's not a decent bet when you're asking a guy who's done some regressing to undo that regressing. I don't think that was the problem we had with Malik Monk at all. Malik Monk had never had an opportunity that was any good until he got here, and then he played up that opportunity to the max and has been great ever since. Plus, he's so naturally gifted at what he does that the likelihood of him failing wasn't very high. A guy like Malik Monk, touched by God to play basketball. You know what I mean? Like, he really is. So it was never a question of whether Malik Monk was going to be able to take advantage of his opportunity. It was just more so about health. And when he got here, he was able to do that, stay healthy. And he's been a king ever since, making a lot of money. So I think that the blueprint for guys showcasing themselves for 1 year, the hope is that they have that type of show. You know, but it can go a lot of different ways. So that don't always work for everybody. But I think Gary's in a much better place, so you just gotta expect that he's gonna be able to play some defense and catch and shoot for a guy like Giannis, Dame Lillard, keep the floor spread. Obviously, Dame, he played with him. His best years was with Dame in Portland. So, you know, you see an opportunity there for Gary. I'm not mad at the idea of him going there. Nor am I really upset at the idea the Lakers not prioritizing him as much as maybe people would want us to. I don't know, man. I don't know about him in this situation. So, yeah, man, I think all in all, I really do want the Lakers to address the point guard position. I personally think a priority should be Jones from Washington. I think if he doesn't re-sign with the Washington Wizards, he's still on the free agency board right now. I think he should be the guy that we probably try to create the roster spot and bring him in. That way, we're not asking anybody to play the point guard position but actual point guards. Because this whole, let's see if Austin could do an experiment, we don't have time for those type of experiments. I'm going to be honest with you. If it doesn't work out, the loss is something you probably shouldn't be signing up for. You know what I mean? Literally. You know, if it does work out, it's cool. Great. But with our timeline being as it is, I want as many sure bets in place as possible. Gabe Vincent ain't a point guard. I'm sorry, I hate to tell people this, but he's not a point guard. He can make nice connective plays. You hope Bronny James turns into whatever you want him to be. If that's a point guard, we got to teach him how to do that. He ain't going to get it the first year. That's not going to happen. So I think when I look at Bronny James, you want him to turn into Gabe Vincent, basically. But we're a long way away from that. Not a point guard either way. Jalen Hood-Schifino, it's going to take a long time for us to be confident in him. And I think it's a damn good chance we move him before we get to that place. Not reliable for the point guard position. D'Angelo Russell on an expiring contract. As soon as the Lakers get an opportunity to move him, I'm pretty damn certain they're going to do that. And I don't know a point guard will be coming back in his stead. So all of these things tell me that we could potentially be a basketball team hoping that guys can play the point guard position out of positions effectively. I don't want to do that. If I bring in Jones, I won't have to do that. So that's why I think the Lakers should do that. Bring in Jones and see if he can run that position for you. And see if he can run that. He'll be consistent. You're not asking people to play his role. You're not asking them to play outside of their roles. Everybody can facilitate from their respective positions without needing to forego things that they do naturally so that they can fill that void that you should be addressing right now, Rob Pelinka. So that's the real deal, man. I think that point guard piece is just as important as that center piece the more I think about it. With as much uncertainty as we have at our point guard position and how many guys that are recipients of passes naturally, like Dalton Connect, you know what I mean, and Rui Hachimura. They need people to set them up. And while LeBron James can do that, I don't want LeBron James thinking about doing that, nor do I want the ball in his hands so much off the dribble, because he can turn the ball over, and we know that. We got to be honest about that. And that whole Anthony Davis can do it thing, I don't want people to have to think about making passes. I want it to come naturally to them. So that's really my point of view, man. I think the Lakers would be much better if they just prioritize bringing in the young fella from Washington who doesn't really turn the ball over, definitely is a natural point guard, natural facilitator, probably stretch the floor a little bit, plays great off the bench as he did with the Memphis Grizzlies a few years back. I can't think of his first name for whatever reason. His brother Trey is in San Antonio. We need to bring this dude in if we can get him at a price that makes sense for us so that there's no qualms about that point guard position. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. I'm going to go inside. It's not as hot as it's been, but it's still hot enough to not just be standing. So I appreciate you all for watching BDF 44. I'm out.